A couple of days ago, I decided to understand why I'm so lazy and what I should do practically in order to achieve everything I want. And today I finally get to the point where it seems like I found out the secret to do everything when it's necessary. And here is every why and how. So let's define what kind of problem I face today, so you and I both will be on the same line. In the past, I always had the problem of starting doing something because of a small feeling I felt right before taking the action. And today, I faced it again. I just really wanted to share with you one little emotion I'm feeling right now, which is the feeling of I don't want to do something. It feels like hard to sit down and do something. This is specifically I'm feeling right now. Currently, I don't want to sit down and try to figure out what I'm gonna do today, what I'm gonna try to plan things out. This emotion prevents me from doing something, which is awful. And it's strange. I don't know how I can explain it to you, but what actually matters is you need to listen to your feelings. We feel stuff like hunger because it's our body's way to communicate with our brain to tell us to eat. And the same rules applies to the feeling I faced. It's telling me something, but I just couldn't figure out what exactly. But by just sitting with it and trying to feel it, it actually went away. So the first problem is done. Listen to your feelings. But right after that, I hit another wall. I have only 3 tasks to do today, and they are non-concrete at all. I don't know what video to make. I don't know what game to make, and I don't know what CS50 week 1 means, pretty much. Well, because of the fact that I'm an ex-gamer, I have no idea how to solve open-ended problems. Games teach only how to solve close-ended ones. Basically, open-ended problems is the problems that doesn't have a clear end goal. Be a millionaire, find a girlfriend, make a game. None of these goals has any clear end. And what does that mean to find a girlfriend? Like, do you need to go outside, look under some rocks and boom, you found one? Or make a game. Do you need to make a 5-minute long game, 10-minute long game, GTA 7? Or something else? But on the other hand, close-ended problems has somewhat specific end goal and set of tools to achieve it. Go to the witch that lives near a lake that we marked on your map and finish her quest by moving to another mark and taking this specific fish to the witch. Yep, and if that's somehow confusing, there is a ton of guides and walkthroughs on the internet, so it's really easy to know exactly what you want to do. So I decided to use this technique to my own life. First, I come up with some tasks I want to accomplish today, and by remembering that each task should be somewhat specific and has to have some tools to use, I made this to-do list. And it's not perfect because later in the day I had to use another technique that we will discuss later in this video, but for now, it's good enough. So it's 2:30 p.m. and I'm starting working on my projects. Wait, how? Well, yeah, I know. I watched a bunch of episodes by Breaking Bad and I wasted a bunch of hours. But after a couple of seasons, I finally put myself off and started to working on my game. So I just added some enemies to my little game. Let me just show you this. Here's the new enemies. They are working fine. They can walk. Yeah, my art style is perfect. Don't judge me. And right now, as I learn how mob works, I don't want to continue because I don't feel like it. Something is off right now. Something I don't want to continue. Yep, that was another problem. I didn't want to continue because it was overwhelming to me to repeat a lot of concepts that I learned yesterday. But thankfully, I came up with solutions that works really well. After 5 minutes of thinking, I would say, and just sitting in a toilet, I kind of realized one little problem. I just remembered that my initial plan was to just analyze the game and try to by simply reading the code. For some reason, I had one little feeling when I just thought about the word analyzation. I said myself, we need to analyze. Literally, when I just started working on the mob, my initial plan was just to analyze how it works. Then use the tools that I learned from it to make another mobs. Now I'm gonna try to learn how player works, and then I'm gonna try to make it happen. In other words, lower your baseline. I'll probably repeat this exact phrase my entire life, but still. So basically what you need to do, you need to just simply take a task and break it apart. Simple. As an example, the task of making a vampire survivor game can be broken down to the pieces like create player character, make mobs, make weapons, and if still overwhelming, breaking even more, make mobs become more like make a cube that follows the player, make a sprite for it, make an animation, etc. Well, that's about it. Thanks. Stop right there, criminal scum. We still have some problems. Like what? Like this one. So I'm working on my game for 2 hours now. Maybe just faking, I don't know, maybe I'm just being paranoid about something, but right now I have no idea how to focus. I mean, physically it gets harder for me to sit down and focus on what I'm reading. This one, of course, yeah, I'm sorry. So basically, for some reason my brain has some limitations and I cannot focus on something more than 2 hours at all. Like basically, whenever I just try to look at line of code and try to read it, my eyes get blurry and I have no idea what I'm reading, and my brain goes completely to other places and I cannot focus on anything else at all. I don't know exactly why it happens, but for me, changing my attention to something else, like taking a break and then learning computer science, work pretty much alright. Whenever you switch tasks, remember that you need to set some limitations for yourself so you wouldn't bounce off for like 10th or 20 tasks per day and achieve nothing. Have 2 to 3 tasks at hand and do the thing that you feel like doing. So whenever you get bored from number 1, go to number 2 or number 3 or number 4, doesn't matter, just go and do the other task. And when you get bored of that, go to the next one. And when you already did like the first cycle, what do you need to do? You need to come back to the first task. So somehow you will be recharged for the first task. That works for me, so yeah. And that's what I learned today. I hope something will be relatable to you and work. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, hit the button and subscribe to see more of this type of the content. And goodbye.